Welcome back to another episode of The Road Chose Me. My name's Dan, and on today's episode, we have driven down to the very tip of Victoria, all the way down here in the south to Wilsons Promontory National Park, usually just called the Prom. So this is a huge, big wilderness area. There's tons of hiking. You can see mountains in the distance. I just got out for a surf this morning. We've got camp set up here with the awning and actually sleeping in the tent because I forgot to bring the poles to the swag. But there's plenty of adventures in this episode. I've actually had a visit to the hospital. We've been seeing tons of wildlife. So all of that coming right now in this episode, Wilsons Promontory National Park. So check it out, we're in the campground and we just saw a wombat. So a wombat is like a native Australian animal, as famous as a kangaroo, but obviously looks a bit different than a kangaroo. Let's have a look. Somehow I feel a bit like Steve Irwin right now. One of the huge attractions here at Wilsons Prom is the hiking, and what we've just signed up for is a 4-day hiking circuit of the southern section. So I've just parked at the Jeep here. She's gonna sit here and stay alone while we go off and have adventures. Of course, rules are rules. I had to park next to the only other Wrangler in the lot. And the solar panel will get plenty of sunshine while we're away, so the fridge will just run the whole time. That'll be great. There's some cold drinks in there for when we get back. And so this is it. We're heading out to do 4-night hiking circuit. I don't know how many kilometers it is total, 45 or 50 or something. So you can see I've got my full hiking pack there. So that's everything I need. My food, my clothes, tent, a little camp stove, all of that. And we're gonna hike the southern section of Wilsons Prom. Come along, I'll show you what it looks like. This place is absolutely beautiful. Hiking along the trail here, we've been going for a few hours and we're just leaving one valley and crossing up and over. And something interesting I forgot to tell you yesterday when I saw that wombat, it turns out wombats are the only animals on the entire planet that have square poop. So this, I'm pretty sure, is a piece of wombat poop. And you can see this thing, I mean, it's obviously not a perfect six-sided, like a dice, but it's pretty close to actually being a perfect cube. And here's another one. So I just found these on the ground, and I listened to a podcast the other day, and it said that wombat poop is also extremely dry, and they process their poop 4 times more than we do to extract all the water and all the nutrients they can. So I guess that's just wombats evolving here in Australia to be able to deal with such harsh conditions and such lack of water. And you can see by the plants and stuff around me, there's probably not that many nutrients to be had when you're eating this stuff. But we're definitely getting there. We've been going for, a bit over 2 hours now. There's a bay there. That's back we came from. We came from the other side of that mountain over there. And we're headed in this direction. I imagine we're gonna drop down, and we're actually gonna camp on the ocean tonight. So it's been a long time since I had a pack on my back, but it feels really good. It's nice to be out, and the weather's changing a bit. We've got some rain and wind coming in for tonight, so hopefully we can get camp set up before that hits us. And it's really humid. It's not so hot, but the humidity's really up. So onwards and onwards we go. It feels good to have a pack on my back and know that everything I need I've got with me. It's pretty much the simple life when you're out hiking. I love it. So we've arrived at our campsite for the night. This is called Little Waterloo Bay, and is it beautiful or what? The white sand is stunning and the rain's coming down now, but thankfully it's not cold. So just out here like rinsing my feet in the freshwater creek, thinking about going for a swim. This place is absolutely stunning. Might go make a hot tea or a hot soup. In the meantime though, I'm just going to enjoy the stunning views here. Good morning everyone. It is an absolutely gorgeous day. It poured with rain last night, super heavy, and so we've come out here onto the rocks at the beach to cook breakfast and just kind of dry out and warm up. And so we just finished cooking breakfast on our little camp stove here. So we made ourselves some oats, Katie's got a coffee, I've got a tea, and this is our view for breakfast. As you can see, I think we're doing pretty well. So we're just warming up in the sunshine here, doing some lizarding. And today we're gonna hike north up to Sealer's Cove and Refuge Cove. And there's been some trail closures and things like that, so we can't actually do the full loop as we wanna do. So we're gonna actually day hike in that direction without all of our gear, go up there just to have a look around. We'll come back here to this same campsite for tonight, and then tomorrow we'll continue going south and go further around the loop to the lighthouse and things like that. So until we get moving, bon appetit. Just done a little side detour up this trail, and this stunning view here, we can get a really good look at where we're going to go tomorrow. There's the beach we popped out on yesterday, and right at the end there is the lighthouse, and so we'll be there tomorrow I guess, and then further around from there is actually where we're hiking. So this is Wilsons Promontory. This is the piece of land that juts down furthest from mainland Australia. You can see how stunning the coastline is here. Absolutely incredible. These crazy white sand beaches dotted amongst, I mean, that's pretty much the open ocean, Southern Ocean. Tasmania's down there somewhere, and then straight shot down to Antarctica. So it's pretty wild here. The weather gets up and it gets windy and the waves are enormous. But obviously we've got a pretty good weather day today. So just loving being out here, absolutely incredible. Onwards and onwards we keep hiking. This is a freshwater river here just at one of the campsites, and people always freak out when they see this water in Australia. They think it would be terrible to drink, but actually we are going to filter it, but you don't have to worry about the colour. That's called tannin, and it's basically like the colour that leaches out of eucalyptus leaves or gum tree leaves. And so a lot of the fresh water in Australia, unless you're way up in the mountains, a lot of it actually is this colour. It really is this like burnt orange, really rich. And we've been putting it through our filter, and even then it's this colour. So you actually drink it and it's just kind of stained, but it's fine. It's not a problem. So. Good morning, everyone. It is another day on the trail. We got up at 6:30 this morning, anticipating a big day today. We're going to get all the way around to the lighthouse, and things have changed a little bit. The weather closed in overnight, and so this is more the Wilsons Prom that I'm used to, or I was expecting. So the ocean is pretty wild today, and there's a lot of low cloud. It feels like it might rain at any minute. It hasn't actually rained yet this morning, just kind of like a bit of ocean mist. So yeah, we have a pretty big day today. It should be about 6 or 8 hours on the trail. And a little bit of an update for you. I told you I was going to tell you whenever I saw deadly critters in Australia. So yesterday we did see a snake on the trail. It was only really small and it slithered away before I could get video of it. I have no idea what it was, but given how small it was, I'm going to say it wasn't deadly. I know that doesn't make sense, but anyway. And the other thing is, I think I've been bitten by something, whether it's an ant or a spider or some sort of insect, and I'm having quite the reaction on my neck. It's not painful as such, but it definitely isn't good. I'm not going to zoom in because it's kind of gross. Kind of weeping sores. They almost look like really badly infected mosquito bites or something. And so we've been cleaning it off with disinfectant wipes and keeping a close eye on it. We're just thinking about, when we get out of here, I might have to go and see a doctor and try and figure out exactly what's going on. So while not a deadly critter, I guess I have been attacked by something in Australia. So it's a good way to make sure you have a good wilderness hike when you're out in the middle of nowhere. So you can see for now we've got this beautiful beach hike. And then when we finish the beach section, we'll go up and over that bluff and should be able to get to the lighthouse and a little bit further today. So as usual, one foot in front of the other and just continue in this amazing, amazing wilderness. Super, super beautiful. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. We'd have to say it's raining now. We've just arrived at the lighthouse where we're going to stop for lunch. We're spreading out here. We've got snacks out, chocolate bars, hot drinks. Hopefully we can rejuvenate a little bit. I'm a little exhausted after this morning. And you saw all that foliage we walked through. The worst thing about it is that there were leeches in there. And so at one point I probably had about 20 or 30 on my shoes and my socks. So this is the result. I'm not afraid of snakes. I'm not afraid of spiders. I don't like leeches. So here's now where I guess they got into my leg. You know, they came up my socks, and then there as well, one was on me. So I already plucked those ones off. But the bad part, I think, is still to come. I saw a bunch of them had fallen into my shoes, and there were so many I couldn't do anything about it. So let's have a look. This is now what my foot looks like. Yikes. That's from a leech. Oh wow, look how many there are on the bottom of my foot. Hopefully they're all dead and then none of them can bite me anymore. Check the other foot. Not as bad. I'll take my socks off now. Holy moly, this is a bit grim, but I mean, all part of the fun, I guess. Oh, there we go. There we go. So, looks like that guy especially has been having a party on my foot. So, I did this the other day with one. Oh, actually, that one just fell off because I guess he had his full. I feel like burning him anyway just to be vindictive. But, Katie's just gone to the bathroom to check if she's got any leeches, and I'm going to have to go and do the same thing. But yeah, this is a part of the hike that they didn't put in the advertisement book. So we're going to have lunch here and hopefully warm up a little bit, dry out, get rid of all of this leech history and knowledge, and then get back on the trail. Hopefully we might get a view, but as you can see right now, we are very socked in. You can just see the lighthouse there. It's the weather has really closed in. So hot drinks and lunch coming up. So after a massive day of hiking, we dropped our packs, we set up camp, and we've just come for another hour hike, and we have just reached the most southerly point of the Australian mainland. So there we go, we've got 3,180 kilometers to go to Cape York, which is the most northerly point, which I definitely plan on getting to on this trip. So this is definitely starting to feel like a tradition now. I drove to the southernmost point of South America, drove to the southernmost point of Africa, and now here I am, the southernmost point of Australia. And you can see there's the ocean. We can go past the sign a little bit, but pretty much this is where the Earth ends on this continent. Obviously further south we've got the big island of Tasmania here in Australia. That's a massive island which I'm definitely going to get to and check out on this trip. And then after that, nothing but Antarctica. So it feels fun to get to like the most extreme point of yet another continent. And this time I'm kicking off the trip by starting out at one of the extreme points. And so obviously there are a lot of adventures to come and a lot more beautiful wild places to get to. So let's see how close to the end of the Earth actually are we. So we finished the hike, grabbed hot showers and a whole bunch of snacks, and then we jumped in the car and drove to the nearest hospital that would actually accept me. The thing that was on my neck was not good at all. A couple of the rangers in the park looked at it and said, I think you should go to hospital. So anyway, I get into the emergency department, and after about a half an hour wait, a doctor looked, and the first doctor wasn't sure if it was a spider bite or what, didn't know if I needed antibiotics. And then a second doctor came along, and straight away he said, dude, you've got shingles. And so believe it or not, I actually had shingles on my neck. I still have some of the scars right now. And so shingles, I didn't even know. It's kind of like chickenpox coming back again. So you have chickenpox as a kid and it goes away, but the virus is still there, and then years later it'll resurface. And no jokes about my age. I thought shingles was something that 80-year-olds had to worry about, but I guess people my age have to worry about it as well. So anyway, I guess I got off pretty lightly, because for me the pain was not that bad at all, and it was just a little bit itchy from time to time. So all things considered, that went pretty well. Having to go to the hospital after a multi-day hike, I was pretty happy to find out that I hadn't been bitten by a deadly critter. So although the deadly critter count kind of went up to 1, I think it needs to go back down to 0 now. So still haven't seen anything deadly in Australia. I'll let you know when I do. And so we camped a couple more nights in the main Wilsons Prom camping area. We had an amazing time surfing, hiking, hanging out with more wombats. Beautiful coloured birds called rosellas were flying in and out of camp. All in all, we had a fantastic time at Wilsons Prom. So if you're ever in the Melbourne area, I recommend get down to Wilsons Prom. It is absolutely breathtaking and you'll have a great time. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. This is just the beginning of the adventures around Australia that are coming over the next 12 months. I will get to all the remote corners in every state. I've just locked in when I'm heading to Tasmania, and then hopefully after that, further afield, so the adventure grows by the day. So thanks again for watching, have fun out there, and maybe I'll bump into you on the road.